Like, how do you kind of handle a week like that from Zach?
You just get right back to work, after that game, you talk to him. You just make sure he's in a good state of mind, which he was. He was obviously disappointed in himself, and I was disappointed with the offense and myself not putting those guys in a great position to be successful. But then you get back to work on Monday. We've said it from the start when he got here to going into next year. There's going to be ups and downs for him, this offense, for myself, for everybody. And all you can ask for anyone on this offense, including him, is you come into work on Monday and you fix the mistakes and you keep on trying to improve. And that's what he's done. He's always going to do that. He's unflappable. He really is. His mindset hasn't changed. He was so excited. We all can relate back to when we played, when you don't have what you'd consider your greatest game. You just can't wait to get back out on the field. Like, it can't come fast enough. And that's what, yesterday felt like for him, and he's eager to get back out there today.
Mike, is there a balance where you don't want him to forget that, but you don't want him to ever focus on you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. No, it's a great question. I mean, you got to learn from those mistakes. But in this league, you also got to be aggressive too, And I love what Salah said, I mean, it's okay to play a boring brand of football. What he meant by that is you got to take what the defense gives you, And to his defense a little bit, and you guys know this, just like when you play New England and they play the amount of man that they have, there's sometimes aren't the easiest completions. Sometimes the best completions are handing the ball off because they're in man coverage and their eyes are on their man and not the ball. And that's what, part of the reason I think we established a run pretty well. So, it was tough to somewhat get him in a rhythm, and I got to do a better job of doing that for him. But he'll learn from his mistakes, but the thing for him that's cool is he's got to maintain that every week's a new week, and I got to be aggressive, and I got to play within the system.
Like, as a play caller, when your quarterback has a game like that, what can you do as a play caller to try to make things easier for him so he doesn't encounter one?
I got to evaluate every call that you make, everything that's on the call sheet. Go back to, was he comfortable with this in April? Did he improve with it? Was he comfortable in August? Is there a common theme amongst a concept or a play or a formation or whatever it might be? You have to evaluate that, So you come out and you start the game plan Monday and Tuesday for the next opponent, which is a totally different opponent, this week than what was last week. And so you put the concepts together, but then when it's all said and done, kind of Tuesday night, you have to go through there, and is this going to put him in the best chance to be successful? And ultimately, is it going to put the top 11 guys? So you're hard on yourself with it, and there's that fine, delicate balance of what's too much, what's not enough, what's giving our guys the best chance to win and be successful.
Mike, when you self-evaluated over these last two weeks, your first two games, kind of calling plays on the NFL level, what was it that you felt you needed to improve on the most?
Well, I mean, whether it's the first 2 weeks, the preseason, like every time that I get off that field, I debrief, and you just try to figure out, what could I have done better, particularly like in training camp when you're in those call-it periods, whether the defense was taking us to us that day or we were getting the better hand. So, I don't necessarily think after 2 games or anything like that, did I put our guys in the best position both Monday through Saturday, putting a plan together, and then obviously Sunday after, where could I have been so much better to help out Zach, to help out the line, to help out the backs. So I don't necessarily grade myself or evaluate it. It's again like when you play when I used to play in high school and a play didn't go well, and that's all you could think about. Even though you won the game, it's all you could think about were those 2 plays, and it's the same thing as a play caller. Like, how can I do that to this kid, and how can I not do that again to him?
When you talk about, what Robert said about playing boring and everything, how much do you address that? Take your shots, but take what the defense gives you.
Yeah, and that's all you do. You just evaluate each and every single play. It's kind of like we talked about, and I've told you guys during training camp. Whether it was he had a good day or bad day, we didn't look at it like that. It was every single play. Like, why is this a chance to take a shot down the field, and why is this one a check down? So for him, just keep on showing him the film, giving him multiple looks. He's getting used to only having 35 to 40 plays per day. Where we were talking the other day at BYU, he'd have somewhere 70 to 80. He'd take some plays off in a practice because he's like, dude, my arm's going to fall off. And this is a little bit different in terms of the NFL and how many plays you can put your roster through, basically, and that's new to him. And so when you put in your base game plan on a Wednesday, he doesn't really get to dive back into it in a practice live setting until kind of Friday. but really on Sunday. I mean, that's the next shot he has at it. And again, it's my job to make sure I'm putting him in comfortable situations that he feels like he has totally mastered whatever concept or whatever play we're going to call.
Well, so he's going from seeing a predominantly man team in New England to, it seems like Denver is more of a mix. They'll
Sure.
Fangio,
Yep, totally.
It's a complicated pass coverages from what I understand.
Right.
So what kind of challenge is that going to be for him?
It's going to be it's a challenge each and every week, and that's what he's learning. That's what I'd like to say I've known for the years I've been in the NFL. There's no easy one. You just have to again take what the defense gives you, whatever they present at you, and again try to put together a plan to put these guys in a position to kind of get some rhythm, to get that success going. It's you kind of see it across the board when you get a first down, and first down trickles into a second down, then explosive happens, boom, next thing you know you're right down the field. And we didn't really get that going in the pass game, obviously late. We got it in the run game, and that's why we could march on down the field, and that kind of solved them, or calmed them down a little bit. So there's going to be challenges that Vic and this defense are going to present that always do. I have so much respect for what Fangio does and how good his defenses have always been. It'll be a huge challenge for our guys.
When you look back at the 3rd and goal call at the beginning of the second quarter, do you like that call still, or was it just a matter of execution?
I don't like the call because it didn't work, and that's the truth. It's, if a play doesn't work, flat out, I'm like, hey guys, it didn't work. That's on me. I got to put you guys in a better call, and then you go coach up the play. I felt like at the time we were running the ball really well. We were in a situation where it was, I want to say 10-0 at that point, and they were they were just a little bit looser in their coverages, in their man coverages, and I thought, let's run the ball right at them, and unfortunately we didn't get in. So again, if a play doesn't work, I don't care if it was the perfect call. If it doesn't work, I got to figure out what did I do wrong Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that our players didn't execute it.
What's the adjustment been like for you moving from the booth to the sideline, and how does that change kind of your process during the game, and how have you adjusted?
Well, I've never called a game from the booth. I did that green and white scrimmage, which was kind of, but at the same time we were. we didn't really do anything. We were just doing our practice. It was basically almost scripted out, and so that was kind of the only time at the same time, our quarterback our headset went out. So for like 2 drives, I wasn't even calling plays. I was giving them to Rob, and he was giving them because it was just one of those scrimmages. So I've never even been up there except for that time. So to even compare what it would be like or wouldn't be like as a pass game coordinator in San Francisco and being able to talk to Kyle, I was just doing my job up there, relaying the information, giving them the down and distance, and going through the pictures and giving the suggestions that I thought, were worthy at the time. So to compare it to anything, I don't know. I feel really good down there. I feel like, it's vital for just where we're at right now as in year one as an offense with our current staff to be down there, with him face to face through the good, through the bad, through the learning experiences, which are not going to stop all the way to January.
What have you seen in Mims this week after he was inactive, and what is he up to?
He had another great day of practice yesterday, and I truly mean that. And I said that last week. I thought he had his best execution practice. Last week in terms of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, thought he came out ready to roll yesterday. For Mims, like Salah stated, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into these decisions, and I won't even state them because obviously Salah already hit it, so he needs to just continue to come out, work his butt off like he did yesterday, like he did all last week. His improvement is showing every single day, and when he gets his opportunity, he's got to make the most of it.
Mike, when Michael Carter has a game like that, Robert called it electric. What did you think of his performance, and with the inconsistency of rookies, how can you get that from him?
Yeah, it was really cool because in year one of a system, rookie or 10-year guy, you want to see a huge improvement from week 1 to week 2. Like a lot of times you go out there and it's the first time they're truly hearing me call it for 60 straight minutes outside of the preseason, which, is as we all know, a little bit different. So there's going to be some ups and downs in that game. You hope there's more ups, but in the Carolina game there wasn't. And I didn't put those guys in great positions. And so many of the veterans made such great strides in that second game. sometimes you don't expect that totally from rookie. You expect improvement. I thought he had a huge improvement. He didn't play a ton in that game. I don't remember the snap count with Carolina, but he obviously played quite a bit in New England. He's such a mature kid. He comes out. His attitude is absolutely great. So it's not surprising, but it was really nice to see, a rookie in his second game, just transition to the speed of the game as well as I thought he did on Sunday.
Since he's been here, what have you seen from him that, you believe he can be a guy you can rely on?
He's smart. He's got great vision. He's been productive throughout his whole career, whether you go back to high school, obviously college, but also in our practices. He finds ways when you think it's blocked for 2, he finds ways to get it to 5. Not because he's barreling down on you, although he is a tough kid, because he just finds those lanes and he has great vision. And again, I think part of it is, it's kind of cheesy, but the kid has just an unbelievable attitude. And, when you literally absolutely love what you do and you come out with a great attitude every single day, a lot of times good stuff's going to happen to you if you are talented in this league. And I think he has kind of that combination of everything.
What stands out to you about the Denver secondary?
They're talented. They're extremely talented, and they're smart. It's we played them in 18 when we were in San Francisco. Obviously, Vic wasn't there yet. He was still in Chicago, and then in 19 went and practiced out there. And 31 he popped off right away. Just his size, just wherever the ball was, he found a way to the ball. And he kind of is that. I don't want to call him the leader of the defense, but he's the voice of that defense from what it looks like on tape. And then on top of it. On the other side, good player there, and then you got both corners who are extremely, extremely talented, players. So I think, personally, I think they have one of the better secondaries in this league, if not the best, and it's going to be a great challenge for our guys.
With Von Miller, he's obviously a talented dude. And he seemed to be moving around a lot more last week. Just what kind of challenge does he present?
When you go against these elite pass rushers, whatever the team is, they can wreck a game. And I saw it in 2019 when with our defense in San Francisco that, wherever we thought maybe there was a hole, those guys covered it up, and it's the same for that front. Obviously, Von is an absolute huge problem that we always got to know where he's at on the field. With Chubb being out, they're going to plug in another guy over there, but it's a talented, well-coached unit. So just because, Von's kind of that big name, all 4 of them, or whoever's going to end up being in there, is going to pose a huge challenge to our guys, and, I think our guys are prepared for it.
Thank you.